I use tarot combinations to create art and deep dive into the meanings of the cards. To do this, I put my cards into two piles separating the major arcana and the minors. Today I pulled the Tower and the Five of Pentacles. Pulling these two may be unsettling, but we are pulling to merge the cards to create one picture with many layers. Sometimes getting the more negative cards can help us really understand their meaning. The universe is mental, and changing your perspective can help you grow. All the cards have positive and negative connotations to them, so I would like to explore the positive side of the Tower and Five of Pentacles as well today. That was really like some hangman advice there. The Tower. If your birth card is the Tower, it is also the Chariot. Fire and water collide here. It reminds you to maintain your equilibrium and find a balance between assertiveness and adaptability. Both are warriors in their very own ways. The Tower. The Tower can mean sudden change, upheaval, crisis, destruction, breakdown, and its planet is Mars. Go figure. As traumatic as this all sounds, we need these things to enlighten us. Liberation, freedom, transformation, awakening, divine intervention, and letting go are also messages of the Tower. Five of Pentacles. I rather pull the Tower than this card. My second least favorite card of the deck. Last week, if you remember, I pulled Seven of Swords. That's my first least favorite. So let's see why this card is one of my least favorites of the deck. So this is what the Five of Pentacles means. It can mean financial hardship, poverty, isolation, loss, and struggle. Its zodiac is Taurus, which is another fixed sign, and its planet is Mercury. There is a church behind the girl. Charity and support can be received only if she asks. It is not a time for her to be prideful. With Mercury being the planet of this card, this situation is very temporary. Ask for help and move forward. The positive note about the Five of Pentacles is that there is support if you ask for it. With all this crazy energy, one person came to my mind that shows how turmoil, adversity, and strife led to great charity and a higher calling, and that is Alice of Battenberg. Princess Alice was born on February 25, 1885 at Windsor Castle, England. Her mother realized she was having a hard time pronouncing words as she was growing older. Turns out Alice was deaf. To make sure she learned, her mother, Princess Victoria of Hesse, would not let people repeat what they were saying to her. This was to ensure Alice would learn to read lips. She learned how to speak well and lip read in several different languages. Aw, little Alice. Alice married Prince Andrew of Greece in Denmark in 1903. They had 5 children together, including Prince Philip, who later became the Duke of Edinburgh and the husband of Queen Elizabeth II. Alice may not realize at the time she married into one of the most unstable royal families of all of Europe. Well, all in perspective. In 1912, Greece went to war with the Turks. Alice found herself out in the front lines, bandaging up wounded soldiers. She would stay out in the front lines for months in very primitive conditions, helping all that she could. But in 1917 and also 1922, the family was put in exile. It is said that Princess Alice put Prince Philip in an orange crate as the family made their escape. In 1923, the family made it to Paris, France. Alice felt isolated and alone and started to unravel at this time. In 1928, she announced her conversion to the Greek Orthodox Church. She was persuaded by her family to go to a mental institution due to her religious fervor. Her beliefs became delusional, and she was convinced she had a very intimate relationship with Jesus and other religious figures. Sigmund Freud reviewed Alice's case. Freud recommended that her ovaries should be x-rayed as treatment. After her treatment by Freud, Alice soon discharged herself, but things did not get better at home. I'm really surprised that treatment didn't work. Well, her own family had her sent away to the Bellevue Sanatorium in Switzerland. She remained there for 2.5 years. After her release, she found out it was her own mother that had her sent away, so she decided to turn her back on the royal family. She would not have contact with the royal family again until 1937 at her daughter Cecile's funeral. In 1938, she returned to Greece. The royal family was reinstated by this time, so it was pretty much safe for her to go back. But this would change in 1941 when the Nazis occupied Greece. Alice had a Jewish family in 1943, the Cohens, when the Nazis started their deportation of the Jewish people. When she was interrogated by Nazi officials, she used her deafness to pretend she did not understand them, but Alice could lip read in German. In 1949, Princess Alice would start wearing her nun attire and establish the sisterhood of Martha and Mary. I've read this was also referred to as the Brotherhood. Alice would continue to sell her jewelry to fund endeavors to help the poorest of the poor in Athens. In 1967, Prince Philip made arrangements to bring her back to England after a dictator took over Greece. She would die in 1969 at 84 and later be buried at the Mount of Olives. I really do think that the Tower and Five of Pentacles combination speaks of Alice's life. Through strife and adversity, she was able to reach her higher calling. She's almost like the church behind the girl, with her charitable efforts to help the poorest of the poor in Athens. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give me a like and subscribe. Now it's time to show you my creation of using the Tower and the Five of Pentacles to create a unique piece of art. Now it's time for you to create your own unique piece of art using the Tower and the Five of Pentacles. If you do, please head over to Instagram and tag me at Arcana Rose Art and hashtag your creation at Alice Battenberg 1. Thank you, and I really do hope that you enjoyed this video.